And I'm sitting up saying to myself, what you mean, why am I here? you know, I
Right.
got HIV just like you guys got HIV. But for some reason, they didn't see that. And I tell people all the time, outside of the HIV arena, I would say the gay community is one of the most stigmatized communities there is. But
Hmm.
inside the HIV community, black
Right.
heterosexual males are the most
Yeah.
stigmatized individuals that there is. All of the things that, and I hear people, they listen to us, oh, that sound good, that sound good, but then apply for some money and see what happens.
Hmm.
Right.
You
Which
know,
is crazy, in the fact that we're all black men, and
yeah,
we're all stigmatized in America and the
that's
world.
right. That's right.
And so, and we were having this conversation in mixed company with some of
Mhm.
our gay brothers, and brother really brought something to light, and he talked about the hypersexualized nature of the black man, and
Mhm.
how that is dated back, especially during slavery. How we were, used as in many different ways, and we did whatever we had to do, in order to survive. So spirituality running through all of it, and hearing your experiences and how it has formed who you are now is a wonderful thing. And I'm wondering if that theme runs true as far as you're concerned, Larry. I know. Talk a little bit about the work that you're doing, and were you as afraid when you got diagnosed as I was?
Wow. I can say I was afraid. I was 18 when I learned my diagnosis, and it was a diagnosis I didn't expect. So it kind of, I mean, it put me in shock, especially how I was told. Oh, so I guess I should say, kind of set this up. So I grew up a shy, quiet kid mostly, but I love sports. Played football, played all sports as a kid. I was a season kid. Whatever season was, I played basketball, baseball, football, whatever it was, I played. Football became my sport. I ended up moving back to my hometown of in the DC area, going to school in Alexandria, formerly known as TC Williams University. Remember the Titans? Woo-hoo. Uh, I played there. I was All-American on our state championship team in 1985, which helped give me a scholarship to Norfolk State University. It was a freshman All-American on campus, set a record for most interceptions in the game against Virginia Union. Like on the field,
I knew you were a D back.
yes, I played both corner and safety. I could do it all. So as a freshman, like on the field, athletically, things were going fine. Things were great. Off the field, I was living like I had been living with undiagnosed depression and anxiety, which elevated and to levels that I can't even. I'm still trying to comprehend. In my 58-year-old self, thinking about what my teenage self was living through and suppressing and diving. And so I was living with those challenges there, and then of course got to college and was just scared shitless because I didn't have the opportunity to go home after class. It was back in the dorm, and
Hmm.
I quickly kind of found myself with a tight network of friends. Had a girlfriend my freshman year, first semester, but then things shifted. She left campus, and I'm in the spring semester now, falling into those depression, those anxiety habits, and trying to just keep afloat. But there's a lot going in me that I'm keeping to myself. So I'm living with all that. No one outside of me, I don't think, understood the inner workings that was going on. So I'm kind of setting up these dual kind of presentations of who I was as a teenager. And one of the things I would do with some of my teammates, with some of my friends, is do volunteer work, especially as an athlete on campus, volunteering at the youth center, across the street from campus, donating blood at the downtown blood bank and the Red Cross, which we do, and which was, especially as a broke college kid, getting $10 for a quart or whatever you could donate, $20 if you come back, or repeat donor. There's a whole lot of things you could do with $10 or $20 on the weekend. So we will pool our resources and get ready and go down. And we went down to get to donate rather. And we did. Going back the second time, it's like a week later, I was stopped by the nurse that the doctor needed to speak with me before I donated to my friends. And I was thinking, well, I was dehydrated last time. It took them a while to find my vein. They're going to just make sure that I hydrated or give me some water or something before I go in. So that's what I was literally is what I was thinking. And this was 1986. So this is apparently before HIPAA laws and everything else, because the little storefront space that the Red Cross was in was like you walk in like you walk into a 7-Eleven stores, you walk in and there's a bunch of chairs seated there like the waiting room, and then you're facing a set of like files where nurses or whoever comes down and grabs your file, and then behind the file is the desk, the receptionist desk, which seems a little backwards if you think about that.
Right, right.
So I'm sitting there, and then the nurse calls me, says, "Doctor's here." The doctor opens the door. I walk around this area, and I don't think about it in the moment, but I notice it. It comes back to me later. But he backs up.